Welcome to the deep dive, where we sift through the noise to bring you the signal. Today, we're diving into something deeply personal, I think, yet really universally relevant. Finding your unique genius. You know that quiet worry? The one that sort of whispers, am I truly special? Do I even have anything unique to offer?
Hmm.
Well, our sources today offer an unconventional but incredibly insightful guide to uncovering those innate gifts, even when you feel like you have none. Our mission, basically, to show you how to identify those gifts, dismantle that nagging self-doubt, and ultimately build a life that feels authentic, aligned, and truly abundant.
Yeah.
So let's kick things off with a story from our source, Kelly Track. It's just so incredibly relatable. She calls it her mustard moment. Get this. Kelly's at a college program, right? All about landing high-paying jobs. Everyone's going around the room sharing these impressive, unique facts about themselves. You got Tom, for instance, who's proudly explaining he's learning ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics. I mean, seriously. Then it's Kelly's turn. She gulps, palms probably sweating, and blurts out, "Hi, I'm Kelly. I like mustard." Yeah. You can almost feel the collective cringe, right? The leader's subtle eye roll. For Kelly, it wasn't just awkward. It was like this deep confirmation of her biggest fear. Unlike everyone else, she felt utterly not special. She really believed she wasn't inherently gifted or talented. She was just, a hard worker.
That experience just resonates with so many of us, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like Kelly, we often search for our special something outside ourselves. We pore over personality tests.
The ENFJs, Enneagrams.
Exactly. Even astrology charts, hoping for some definitive answer, only to find results that feel a bit vague or worse, just confirm this sense of being average.
Yeah.
We chase after what we think is a jaw-dropping hobby or some impressive skill, but as our sources reveal, that path often leaves us feeling, well, profoundly inadequate, or like we're not truly special if our success only comes from sheer grinding effort.
Right.
Psychologically, it's a really common trap to mistake effort for worth.
That's such a powerful point. And it leads directly to a crucial redefinition, I think. Kelly's quest, sparked by that mustard moment, led her to a completely new understanding of genius. It's not just a strength you work on, it's an innate gift.
Innate, yeah.
Think of it as a combination of your top 3 to 5 natural gifts working together synergistically. The true magic happens when these gifts intertwine, creating world-class expertise doing something only you can do. When you're operating from this space, it feels ridiculously natural, fun to fabricate, and it produces an expert-level final product that others would struggle to produce.
It was like that two oxen metaphor, right?
Exactly. One ox carries 1 ton, but 2 oxen together carry 3 tons. It's not just adding strengths, it's exponential power.
Right. A novel advantage that comes from your unique combination. And that synergistic expression is precisely why focusing on this is such a game changer. This isn't just about feeling good about yourself, though that's part of it. It's profoundly practical. Our source explains that finding your genius helps you step into genuine thought leadership.
Which is huge.
Allows you to financially benefit from what comes most naturally, and helps you earn what you're truly worth. It opens the door to effortless flow states, attracts incredible opportunities, makes you truly stand out, and fundamentally helps you see your own intrinsic value. It's about getting where you've always wanted to go, sure, but maybe more importantly, finding that deep fulfillment your soul craves.
Okay, all right, so we've defined genius, and we understand why it matters. That's clear. But the big question is, how do we actually find these elusive gifts within ourselves? It feels like such a massive task. Where do our sources suggest we even begin this practical unearthing?
Well, it actually starts in some surprising places. The sources offer several really compelling avenues for discovery.
Okay, let's start with a fascinating one. Your idols reflect your gifts. Kelly suggests that what you deeply admire in others is often a direct reflection of your own, like latent genius.
Yeah.
She shares her full-blown obsession with Jen Sincero, the author of You Are a Badass.
Oh, yeah, familiar with her.
Right. She admired her unfiltered hilarity, that radical authenticity, and sheer gumption to play big. Kelly eventually realized that these qualities she so admired in Jen were actually her own untapped potential, basically staring back at her.
Wow.
So the practical task for you then becomes identify your top 5 idols, list 5 qualities you love about each, and then really ask yourself, which of these are actually my gifts, just waiting to be activated?
That's a really powerful observation.
Yeah.
Because it underscores a psychological principle, right?
Yeah.
We often see in others what we recognize in ourselves, even if it's subconscious. It's not about blind imitation, but about recognizing resonance, those powerful signals. Kelly even found a shared birthday with Jen Sincero, which highlights these sometimes uncanny connections. And And crucially, this exercise goes beyond just identifying gifts. It also provides a kind of map to cashing in on what comes most naturally to you by seeing how your idols monetize their unique genius.
Okay, so if our idols reflect our potential, what about the less obvious signals? Our sources suggest some of our most profound gifts might actually be hidden in plain sight, maybe even masked by criticism. Is that right?
Absolutely. This point really stands out in the material. Your gifts aren't always celebrated. Sometimes they're revealed through unexpected, even harsh criticism. Kelly, for example, had an English teacher who found her creative essay too out there.
Oh, I've heard that one before.
Right, and a career counselor told her she was too enthusiastic.
Too enthusiastic. Wow.
Yet these were precisely her burgeoning talents trying to shine through. What's fascinating here is how often we perceive our gifts as weaknesses just because they're not validated by, conventional external norms.
That's so true. What others deem too much might just be your genius trying to break free. And this applies even to our perceived flaws too, doesn't it?
Indeed. It also extends to what our source calls our darkest shadows. Kelly, for instance, feared she was a fake, fraud, and liar, deep down.
Heavy stuff.
Yeah. But she discovered that the flip side of that intense fear was a deep-seated commitment to authenticity and integrity. Psychologically, it's often our biggest insecurities that point directly to our highest values. They show us exactly what we need to lean into.
So confronting what bothers us most.
Exactly. In ourselves or others can uncover these profound, kind of inverted gifts.
Okay, let's keep exploring these hidden clues.
Yeah.
How about what people consistently come to you for? Like, what advice do you always find yourself giving almost on autopilot? What topics do friends and acquaintances ask you about at parties time and time again?
That's a good one.
Kelly noticed people constantly came to her when their lives were falling apart or on the brink of a breakthrough, asking about quitting jobs, starting new ventures, that sort of thing. These recurring questions and the topics you genuinely love talking about are essentially, as the source puts it, the universe's way of trying to get your attention pointing directly to your natural areas of expertise and passion. Then there's what you unconsciously do. Thinking back on your past work experience, all those odd jobs, random internships, and volunteer work that might seem totally unrelated on the surface.
Yeah, the things you don't even think about.
Exactly. Kelly's stints as a slide attendant, swim instructor, tutor, they all highlighted a foundational dip for teaching. Our sources introduce this powerful framework for positioning these experiences. Because I did X past job, I learned how to do Y certain skill set. Now I can help you achieve Z desired outcome.
Oh, that's useful.
Yeah. A great example is Joanna at Uber. Lacked a software engineering background, right? But she leveraged her operations experience to land a product management role. She framed her customer-centric experimental approach as a unique, invaluable asset. She didn't have the standard background, but she had her unique genius. And finally, a fun one. Hobbies and spending habits. What do you do with an empty Sunday when you have zero obligations?
The ideal day.
Kelly's ideal day. Making pancakes, vinyasa yoga, catching up with friends, walking by the ocean, trying new vegan recipes. And what do you gleefully swipe your credit card for?
Oh, where does the money go?
Right. Dinners with friends, nourishing food, new clothes, books, trips to Hawaii. These activities, the ones that genuinely energize you and bring you into flow, are packed with clues about your core gifts.
Like connecting, creating, teaching, learning.
Exactly. They reveal what genuinely lights you up.
And zooming out for a second, all these methods, from observing idols, analyzing criticisms, to your Sunday routine, they're all designed to help you spot the red thread.
The red thread.
Yeah, that invisible string connecting all those seemingly disparate experiences. It reveals the patterns and overarching themes that kind of knit together your unique genius.
That idea of a red thread is so central, isn't it? Because without it, many of us feel like Kelly did, an odd duck out with a hot mess of random experiences.
Totally.
Lifeguarding, flipping stuff on Craigslist, musical theater, magazine writing, failed tech startups. It can feel like a scattered mess. But she eventually realized everything I learned in those previous roles strangely combined into all the lessons I needed to prepare me for this point in my journey. Even the failures and stupid attempts were essential parts of this weaving.
It's like sewing, right?
Yeah.
Those peculiar pieces eventually make perfect sense in the final design. That's the beauty of looking at your past through this particular lens. It encourages you to ask, how do you view your own winding path? Our source emphasizes that your red thread isn't about making excuses. It's about making sense of all the odds and ends of your past.
Yeah.
Lifeguarding taught Kelly calm under pressure. Flipping items on Craigslist taught marketing and selling. Business case competitions taught problem solving. It reveals that you likely already have the exact tools in your toolbox to pursue your genius
Right now.
right now. Even if you feel you need more work experience or another certification, you're probably more prepared than you think.
Okay, so we've identified individual gifts. We understand they form this red thread.
Yeah.
How do we transition from those individual threads to weaving a truly cohesive, powerful genius? What's the practical next step for combining your gifts?
Well, Kelly's framework for this is actually incredibly simple and actionable. First, you write down all the gifts you've uncovered through those exercises we talked about.
Okay.
Second, you look for common themes among them, find the overlaps. Third, you group them into, say, 3 to 5 distinct categories, like drawers in a dresser is the analogy used.
Got it.
Fourth, pick a single word for each category that feels most resonant to you. For Kelly, it was teaching, creating, speaking, and connecting. Fifth, define each gift in your own words. Look inward. Don't grab a dictionary.
Make it personal.
Exactly. Finally, and this is key, you combine them. Your true genius erupts when you harness all your gifts at once and infuse them into a single endeavor. It's about finding the outline of the constellation from your individual stars.
What's really powerful here is how this process creates that synergistic expression you mentioned earlier. When Kelly pursued projects that align all 4 of her gifts, teaching, speaking, creating, connecting, she felt like a firecracker, totally in flow. And maybe surprisingly, she saw financial success where previous efforts relying on just 1 or 2 gifts had failed.
Right, it's not just theory.
No, it's about seeing how your unique blend creates an outcome that is exponentially stronger than the sum of its parts. Finding your unique constellation. You know, all this discovery is fantastic, but I'm thinking about the biggest hurdle. The one I often see people face once they start to glimpse their potential. Self-doubt.
Ah, yes. The big one.
Our sources dive deep into this, don't they? It's where the rubber really meets the road.
Absolutely. Discovering your gifts is one thing. Believing in them enough to actually act on them is another entirely. Kelly recounts hitting rock bottom in this cedar log cabin where an inner voice kept asking, what if you just did what you were good at? It was a question she'd literally never considered her whole life because she was so used to struggling and striving to prove herself. That struggle is such a common narrative.
And often it's fueled by what our source calls the lies we tell ourselves. Let's unpack a few of the big ones. First, there's the lie of inadequacy. This sort of bundles thoughts like, I can't do that, others can, but not me, and of course, I'm not good enough.
Classic imposter syndrome feelings.
Totally. Kelly herself believed her dreams were for special people, not her. We see it with Jody, this brilliant PhD student in epigenetics, doubting herself among peers, thinking she wasn't smart enough or naturally gifted.
Wow. Even at that level.
Right. Our sources remind us. Your dreams were given to you for a reason. Yep. You are specifically chosen for the journey. And that core wound of, I'm not good enough, often links our self-worth directly to our work. Even Tara, an Olympic swimmer, only truly believed that I was good enough to qualify for the Olympics 1 month before the Olympic trials.
1 month before.
Can you imagine? The lesson here is profound. When you know your genius, you know that you are enough.
And these doubts are often the inner critic's safety blankets, aren't they? Keeping us from stepping into our potential. Psychologically, it's a classic case of imposter syndrome, or even confirmation bias, where we actively look for evidence to confirm our insecurities.
Yeah, we prove ourselves right in the wrong way.
Exactly. And Kelly's own experience of no gatekeeper ever stopping her from audacious moves like moving to San Francisco or just calling herself a coach shows that the external barriers are often far less formidable than our internal self-imposed ones.
Okay. Then we have the lie of insufficient preparation. This shows up as, I need more time experience, maybe another certification, or I need different circumstances before I start.
The all start when trap.
Precisely. Kelly, starting her health blog, felt she needed to go to med school or get a PhD. She even Googled easiest places to get into med school.
Oh my goodness.
Our sources call this a classic stall tactic driven by fear. It's that fantasy of moving to Bali for inspiration or needing a new office or a 5-hour transcendental meditation practice.
Right. Perfectionism as procrastination.
Totally. Kelly's realization was simple. Running away from life doesn't work. Pablo Picasso drew masterpieces on the back of a napkin. Your genius can flourish regardless of conditions. Stories like Carrie, the money coach, and Jenna, the graphic designer, show they didn't feel ready, but found confidence and success just by taking the leap and diving in with 2 feet.
Oh, the mantra is really try now.
Try now. Exactly. Another pervasive lie. Someone is already doing it, so I can't.
Yeah, it's a big one, especially online.
For sure. Kelly felt this frustration seeing others successfully podcasting or writing cookbooks. But our source stresses, you are the differentiating factor. Nobody has the exact same blend of lived experiences as you.
Your unique perspective.
Yes. Competition, rather than being a red light, is actually a green light. It signals an established market. Your unique perspective, your red thread, that's your competitive advantage. And finally, a huge one. I can't make money doing that.
The practicality doubt.
Yeah. This often stems from not valuing your own gifts or just believing success isn't possible for you. Killa's mother wanted her to major in accounting over marketing because marketing felt too fluffy.
Heard that before, too.
Right. The 4-Minute Mile story is a perfect illustration here. Once Roger Bannister did it, suddenly lots of people could. Once someone paves the way, the impossible feels probable.
It shifts the belief system.
Exactly. The solution, our sources suggest, find relatable role models who are just maybe 3 to 5 steps ahead of you. Seeing their journey helps your subconscious mind believe, okay, maybe it is possible for me too.
It's powerful, isn't it? These doubts are just so universal. Kelly's clients, from Marina the singer to Nishi the intuition coach, they all face these money doubts.
Yeah.
But they overcame them by stepping into their worth and finding realistic role models.
Stepping into their worth. I like that.
Yeah. Identifying these doubts is absolutely the first step. The key is knowing your value and then providing that evidence to your subconscious mind that it's not just a possibility, but a probability for you.
Okay. So we've journeyed through discovering our genius and starting to dismantle those debilitating doubts. What comes next? It feels like it's about adopting a whole new playbook for success, right? One that moves beyond hustling till you get a stress ulcer
Yes.
and embraces a more aligned, impactful approach. The first rule of this new playbook seems to be, your best success will come from what's most profoundly simple. Kelly shares her disastrous tech startup involved dumpster diving for expired food
Oh, dear.
and a flight back to Canada due to severe food poisoning. That was straight up hard. In stark contrast, her current business coaching, speaking, teaching, connecting, feels easy as pie, fun, and a total no-brainer. The profound lesson, only a master can make it easy because it takes a genius to make something simple.
That's such a crucial shift in mindset. It's not about no effort, obviously.
Right, not lazy.
No, but less effort operating in a state of flow versus constant resistance. If your path feels like one big grind and all uphill, it's often a clear sign you might be off your genius. The new playbook encourages choosing the easy, elegant solution over just brute force.
Next up, nobody else can do it like you. We often fall into that trap of copying others, don't we?
Comparisonitis.
Totally. Kelly tried to mimic this slick guy, Lucas, from university, who could strike up a combo with any stranger and give 5-star presentations. But mimicking led to worse outcomes because it wasn't her.
It wasn't authentic.
Exactly. Your genius can't be duplicated or manufactured because it's a unique expression of your own soul. People may try to copy, sure, but they simply can't do it like you no matter how hard they try.
And this raises a really important question for you, the listener. Are you willing to truly trust your unique approach, your red thread, your quirks? Our source beautifully contrasts this, saying, genius trusts their gifts, quirks, and genius, while the copycat doesn't trust their gifts and apologizes for their quirks.
Ooh, that's sharp.
Yeah. Embracing that uniqueness isn't just about authenticity, it's your ultimate competitive advantage.
Then there's this fascinating one. Throw out everything you know and go with how it feels. Intuition.
Ah, the intuitive hit.
Kelly describes intuition as a 24/7 hotline for guidance. It's about developing the skill of looking inward for answers, receiving those downloads, random thoughts, impulses, aha moments, and noticing signs, synchronicities, and suggestions.
Universe whispering.
Kind of. From a parody music video that surprisingly promoted her course to getting a sign of a rabbit that helped her choose a literary agent.
A rabbit. Okay.
Kelly emphasizes that these weird, straight-up, bizarre intuitive hits often lead to the most profound success.
And building this intuition muscle, Allows you to make those hard choices that pros and cons lists just can't solve.
Yeah, the spreadsheet doesn't always know.
Exactly. It's about trusting what feels right, not just what makes logical sense.
Hmm.
The universe, in a way, only gives you one step at a time, and by learning to follow these intuitive nudges, you often get to your destination more directly and, frankly, more joyfully.
And here's a perspective that might challenge conventional wisdom. Well-rounded folks rarely make history.
Controversial.
A little. Using Michelangelo's sculpting of David as a metaphor, our sources argue that true genius emerges when you sculpt away everything that was not David. Being well-rounded can actually make you mediocre at many different things.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly, whereas visionaries who made history were always laser-focused on the things they loved. Think Amelia Earhart, Oprah, Shakespeare. It's about leaning into your edges and specializing, not trying to generalize.
And this really speaks to having the courage to release commitments that simply don't serve your highest vision. Our source explains that often we lack clarity, or maybe we're just scared to commit to one thing, fearing what we might miss out on. FOMO.
Right.
But the truth is, your genius is powerful enough to stand on its own once you give it that singular focus.
That courage to focus also brings us to another, maybe counterintuitive point. Quitting is underrated.
Ah, yes, the Q word.
Society often tells us, put in the time, never give up. But Kelly has quit early and quit often, from her first job at 16 to internships, even 3 businesses. She celebrates quitting as a lesson in liberation, making space for what's meant for you. But how do we distinguish between genuinely knowing it's time to quit and just, giving up too soon when things get tough? It feels like such a fine line sometimes.
That really is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Kelly's point, I think, is less about giving up easily and more about conscious, strategic liberation. It's about listening to that deep internal signal, that persistent feeling that something is fundamentally misaligned, rather than just hitting a temporary roadblock.
The gut feeling again.
Yes. It's a courageous act of personal power to acknowledge when something isn't working and actually pull the plug, rather than just slogging it out in something you hate. As our source notes, if it ain't working, stop. Delaying can just be a clever stall tactic that keeps you from your true path.
That makes so much sense. And it ties right into the next principle. Choose exponential results over incremental gains.
Moving beyond the slow crawl.
Yes. Kelly describes the quantum leap, where an atom abruptly changes its state instantly, using no effort. She implies this as a powerful metaphor for success, contrasting marginal gains, like 10 plus 10, 20, with exponential results like 10 squared is 100.
Big difference.
Huge. By leveraging her genius and strategically changing her approach, Kelly made her first financial quantum leap and earned $25,000 in 11 days.
Wow.
It's about doing something you've never done before, challenging your perceptions, and focusing on those small efforts that yield big results.
Precisely. This means foregoing a yawn-inducing linear path to growth, and instead asking, what small effort can bring me the biggest result? It's about choosing leverage over brute force and finding elegant solutions that are different but not necessarily risky.
Like getting a mentor.
Or finding an investor. Yeah, it's smart strategic growth, not just grinding harder.
And finally, a point that really seems to encapsulate this entire journey. Go for what you want, not what you think you can get.
Oh, aim high.
Yeah. Recalling a childhood dance where she didn't ask her crush to dance, Kelly highlights that internal flip-flop between what we truly desire and what we rationalize as merely obtainable. Going for what you want carries a vibration of YOLO, that courageous self-belief.
Yes.
It means playing big, rising up, and making people meet you there, even if it feels nervous. Going for what you think you can get is essentially settling and playing it safe, and it ultimately diminishes your potential.
And ultimately, the source reminds us, your genius is not about you. It's about your ability to help someone else.
Yeah.
There is someone out there waiting for your way, for your unique song, your volunteer work, your listening ear, your specific combination of gifts. So when you feel scared to go for what you truly want, our sources suggest asking yourself, does this taste like fear or does this taste like freedom?
Oh, I love that question.
Yeah. The answer, chances are, will taste like freedom.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener listening right now? We've journeyed through understanding what genius truly is, unearthing your innate gifts from some pretty unexpected places, silencing that persistent inner critic.
Hopefully starting to silence it.
Yeah, starting to, and adopting a powerful new playbook for genius-led success. It's really about courageously listening to the The hollerings of your heart, as Kelly puts it, witnessing your own undeniable brilliance and finding your profound self-worth.
And our sources share Kelly's own powerful parting advice, echoing a profound truth. Don't worry, everything will be amazing. Show up for your calling. Act courageously. The fulfillment your soul craves is truly on the other side of fear. Your most authentic life is on the other side of doubt. As Kelly so powerfully states, if nobody else believes in you, please know that I do. You are a genius. The real question then, the one to sit with, is this. Are you willing to say yes to your calling?
We really hope this deep dive leaves you not just with information, but with a spark, a powerful nudge maybe, to truly reflect on your own genius. What one small, courageous step can you take today, right now, to lean into your unique gifts? Until next time, keep digging deeper.